everyone and welcome back to the channel. So I've got 25 weeks to go now until big race day, and since my last video I was saying how I was going to put all of my efforts into my revision, and I can finally say now the exams are out of the way.
That they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Yes, so it's a very good feeling to be able to say that I've actually finished all my exams. I haven't got the results back yet, so I don't know if I've passed or not. You'll have to tune into next week's video to see those results. But afterwards, after I'd finished the exams, it was the run up to Christmas. I didn't realise how exhausted I was from that big hard effort toward working towards those exams. I've never worked harder in my life.
I've got nothing left!
Yeah, afterwards, it was almost like, I don't know, I don't want to say a sigh of relief, because I don't have that relief yet. I don't have the results to know that I've passed, but almost like you've worked so hard, you've been so busy with something, and then suddenly it's no longer there. You don't have anything to do. You're like, oh my god, is this what freedom feels like? So yeah, something very, I don't know, bittersweet almost about that. But in the run up to Christmas, I really wanted to recover and be on good form for all the festivities, for seeing family and friends. Yeah, I treated myself to not training either. I did feel a little bit guilty about it, but ultimately I kind of felt like that was the priority, to feel good for seeing people. It's not every time you get Christmas, so yeah. And then Christmas came, and I enjoyed Christmas the best way I knew how, with lots and lots of food.
Of over easy eggs.
So that was really great, but probably not the best diet for a triathlete. But I'm not a pro triathlete, so I'm not going to beat myself up too much. Training wise, haven't really done anything since the last video. Pretty far away from my plan. That's kind of how it is, but that's the way the dice rolled. I've got skiing coming up at a couple of by the next video I'll have been skiing, so that would be a great way to burn off some calories in a different way. And yeah, then I'll be trying to get back to the training plan, so hopefully that will go well. But continuing on with the theme from last video, where I was talking about my running gear, I'm now going to talk about my cycling gear, so you guys can see what I'm going to be doing for race day with that. So I'm back at home now, and I thought I'd give you a rundown of the gear. So starting from top to bottom, I've got the Cast Grenadier helmet. This is a very aero helmet, as you can tell, because there's not very many vents. However, if it does get hot, what's really snazzy about this one is that it's got a little slidey part, so you can open up some extra vents if there's starting to get too hot in the weather. I didn't want to go one of those proper TT like helmets with the big tails, because they're in the next price bracket, and I don't see the benefits really being that significant for my level of ability. I think other people maybe at the higher end might see those benefits. They're looking for those 1%, but I'm not there yet. Maybe one day I will be. So I'm also going to go for goggles, glasses. So you've seen those already. They've got interchangeable lenses, which are really handy for a variety of different weather conditions. We've got a heart rate monitor. You would have seen that already. And then on my torso, I'm going to be wearing a tri-suit. This is, you can't really see it all in the lens. Yeah, so a tri-suit, for those that don't know, is like you can have it in two pieces. I've got it all in one. It's got a cycling chamois pad there. But the thing is, it's different from a cycling one, is that this one is a little bit lighter and thinner. So that comes at the trade-off of comfort when you're on the bike. However, when you're on the run and when you're in the swim, you don't want a big chamois pad, because a big chamois pad acts like a sponge and a parachute when you're in the swim, and then is really uncomfortable on the run. So you need to kind of find the right balance for that. And if you're having a tri-suit, that kind of needs to fit all three sports. It's very thin material, because that's what you want when you're not only cycling, but also when you're in the swim, something that dries really quickly. When you're on the bike, you're all about aerodynamics. 80% of your drag is by your body, by the rider's body. So if you're able to minimize that, you're going to be getting free speed. So that's always a win. So having a tight-fitting jersey or tri-suit is a real big advantage. Now, you might see that it's got a few little tears there and all down the left side. And that's because I had a little accident last weekend prior to filming this. I came off my bike going around a corner and I hit a little bit of sand and lost control. So I came off, but thankfully there's only like a couple of like cuts and bruises, nothing major. So it's all right. I think the bike's okay. I've had a quick test on it and it seems all right. But this tri-seat unfortunately took most of the battering. I don't know if it's going to be reusable. It might not be because of the tears. And I don't know if I'm necessarily going to buy another one. So the advantage of having a tri-suit is that it's all in one and that speeds up your transition time. When you're doing an Ironman distance, that's a very small factor of the overall race. So unless you're at the top end or at the very bottom end, which obviously I might be, I don't know how much that's going to be the difference. I might rather go for a proper cycling outfit. So get out the swim, change into a proper cycling outfit with a proper chamois pad, and then be more comfortable for the 7 hours on the bike. And then at the end of the bike, get changed into proper running gear. Or I could spend money on replacing this or try and reuse this. But I'm undecided if that's going to be worthwhile money spent or not. Anyway, so then going down to my feet, I've got the Physics Transero. Yeah, sorry, I'm dyslexic. So these are triathlon specific shoes. So they're very much like a cycling shoe, but a few kind of, one thing that makes them different is their vents at the bottom. So these are to help the water drain out after the swim and also to kind of keep your feet cool as well, mainly for this water drainage. They've got the BOA coils, so you can slip them on and tighten them really easily on the fly. Got Velcro on it as well. And Yana was very helpful. She thought, oh, you need to save all that weight. So she started to chew it up, and you can see that she's got some of the Velcro there. Thankfully, it's still usable. So I just thank her for the free speed. And then moving on to the bike. Now, the bike is my piece de resistance. I absolutely love it. I got a great deal on it from a retailer which does high-end second-hand bikes called Cycle Exchange. I was able to use my Cycle to Work vouchers through them as well. So I've got a cracking deal on a really good bike and paid less than half price for it. So it was amazing. So this is the Ribble Ultra Tri. It is a TT bike. So a TT bike is different in geometry to a racing bike. It's not just aero bars, but I'll get onto that in a bit. The geometry for a road bike normally confines with certain regulations by the UCI, some cycling governing body, and they've got, say, road bike must meet these dimensions, but TT doesn't have that. You just got to be aero. You want to be aero, you can be more aero if you want to. That means that's really good for your legs as well. So your legs are fresher because you're using less of them. You're also you're taking less effort out of the glutes and more into your quads with a TT bike because you're more in an aggressive position. When aggressive, it means leaning forward. And yeah, that's also the aero position. That's the biggest reason why I wanted it, because whilst you can get clip-on aero bars for a road bike, it's still not the same. The other dimensions on the bike are not built for aero bars, where a TT bike is. So that aero position massively reduces your frontal air position. Like if I'm cycling along like that, that's one thing. If I'm cycling along like that, that's another thing. But if I'm going like that with elbows tucked in, my frontal area, my frontal drag is a lot smaller. So that really does help, and that's a free speed. It does require some more core strength and some neck muscles and everything else, but that's coming with the training, so that's all good. It's got a group set of a 105 group set, sorry. And if you don't know what a group set is, it's just basically the moving parts on the bike, all like your gears. Yeah, I've got hydraulic brakes on it, which is really good for that stopping power. Well, so yeah, I've got the deep rim wheels. Those are really sexy. So on the back, I've got 80mm deep rim. That reduces the drag quite significantly. And then I've got a 40mm on the front, so that's really efficient. I've also got a power meter on there so I can monitor my training zones a little bit better because I need to know what power I'm putting out. I've also got a Garmin 830, which is a bike computer, so I can read everything. It's really good navigation. I could use my phone, but my phone would run out of battery. Just kind of want to spare battery life over multiple devices when I'm in training. That's pretty much it. That's a whistle-stop tour of all my cycling gear. So tune in next week to hear more about how my results have gone, how my training's going, how skiing's been, and also some of my cycling and my swim gear. Ciao for now. Bye.